And welcome to the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County. My name is John.
And I'm Kim.
And we thank you for stopping by on a Monday night.
Monday evening. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Able to get out and do some fun stuff.
Did you do anything fun this weekend?
Let me see. We covered events.
Yes, we did.
We started off with Friday night football.
Yes.
2 homecoming games.
2. Count them. 2.
2. And that is unusual for both high schools.
If we're going to, not that we have any right to complain in the media, but it's a lot easier if you don't schedule them both on the same night.
It's a lot easier to plan and to get them covered and all that, especially when there's just the 2 of us and one part-time gal.
Do you think anybody really cares what we think, though?
No, I don't think so.
Anyway.
But we were able to live stream the Bret Hart game. Unfortunately, we were not able to live stream Calaveras due to network.
Well, they don't have a network connection in the booth yet, and we are able to get a connection, but we have to. It's a lot more involved.
Complex,
you have to basically hang a router out of a window and try to do all that stuff.
And we only have one John.
We do.
That would probably know how to do that. So.
And trust me, one of me is trouble enough. You wouldn't want any more than one of me.
But we do have full video of both games. If you'd like to go back and relive the moment, if you didn't have a chance to go to the actual game.
Oh, we have probably. Well, there's over 5 hours of football
for Friday night.
Well over 5 hours.
Yes, we have the crownings of both queens for each high school. On video.
Do you want to tell them
pictures?
Do you want to tell them what they've won, Kim?
I don't know what did they win. I don't know. They win prizes and lots of money. I don't know. I know they get a pretty crown. I don't know. What do they win?
Well, do you want to tell who the winners were?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
Who were they?
And let's see, man, all that stuff's way off the front page.
Yes, it is. Hattie Anderson.
Gone.
Congratulations to Bret Hart, Queen, and let me see. Who was the Queen at Calaveras? I don't know. We need to pull that up, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So both Calaveras schools did win. It was a big win for Calaveras County on Friday evening. Yes.
Yes.
Ashlyn Lazaron.
Yes, is a new homecoming queen for Calaveras High School. And they're both beautiful gals. Both beautiful blondes, gorgeous gals. Not to say there's anything against brunettes, but they are both gorgeous. Congratulations.
And here we go. There's Ashlyn right there.
Yes,
Ashlyn Lazaron.
This is Calaveras High.
Calaveras High.
Mm-hmm.
And this is... And also we did the clips a little different. So we know that some of you, we're not going to be gender based, but we're just assuming that some of the females may want to watch the Queen segment without 2 hours of football thrown in.
Yeah. Yes, so we did them separate. Exactly.
So we actually cut the Queen segments out of the middle.
So you can watch Queens and then you can watch football separate.
Correct.
Right? For both high schools.
For both high schools, for both Calaveras and Bret Hart. Mm-hmm. And let's go to...
We have some nice photos, too.
Yeah, we do.
I'd like to thank Cameron Hamari for videoing the Calaveras High School game.
Yes.
He's actually a student at Columbia College.
Mm-hmm.
And for Katie Buchanan for taking photographs of the Calaveras High School football game. And also for Hannah, of course.
And Hannah took some really great shots of Bret Hart. Look at that.
She did. Hannah's work, very nice.
And there's Hattie. There's Hattie Anderson. Mm-hmm. And
so that started off the weekend. We had the football, parties afterwards, right?
And there was parades on Friday.
Parades, rallies, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it made me... I was really excited for the kids, but it made me feel really, really old.
I know. I was talking to him. I don't even know what's involved in homecoming. I can't remember. It's been so many years.
What is that? Is that some strange ritual?
Yes, we had very, very lucky. Both teams won. And then we also went into Saturday. Went into the concourse.
Ah, yeah.
One of
Saturday.
John's very favorite events.
Well,
I guess I wasn't supposed to say that, huh?
What I think.
You love cars. It's okay to say that that's one of your favorite events.
Well, I do. But one of the things that we think is kind of nice about that.
Trouble for saying that.
No. Is that... I guess we'll go into the winners first. Tom and Julie Williams from Los Altos Hills they won, and we make sure our video doesn't start here. They won the Best of Show award.
This is which annual concourse?
This is the 12th annual Concours d'Elegance
Concours
at Ironstone.
Okay.
And it was interesting because if you listen to the announcer, it's not a coupe, it's a coupe.
Okay.
So as the winners go across. Now, in typical pine tree style, well, we like to think, maybe, is...
We've always been this crazy.
You get quantity.
Yes.
All right?
It may
Because
not be quality,
we have...
but you get quantity. Just kidding.
Well, some of them are nice, too.
I'm just kidding.
We have over 300 photos.
You took actually 800 that day, right? You said 800 photos. And he was running because we were running a little bit behind schedule. We had to cover a couple of other events. He actually went to our son's soccer game that morning. Right?
And one of the FFAs did a great job on the national anthem.
One of the FFA members?
Yep.
She was actually a fundraiser for the FFA.
It is.
It's the Farmers of America.
You did a marvelous job, and I think that lady has a future. So thank you again. With that, I believe that we're going to start our parade of cars.
Right.
Chris, is that right? Oh, Chris says we're just about ready.
Okay.
Well, anyway, we have over a half an hour of video of all the cars coming across the stage.
And this was the award ceremony, correct, at the end?
Yeah. And this is...
300 photos for your enjoyment.
We do. 300 photos. An interesting thing is we know that a lot of you have been talking about today is the economy may have crept into conversation or two today. With the Dow down almost 770 points at one time. Everybody's worried about the fiscal future and everything else. But an interesting thing, and we were talking to Pacific State Bank president here, VP here locally, Ron Ashwan, about the financial situation here locally. The interesting thing is, it's hard to separate what's happening nationally from what's happening lots of times locally.
It is.
Because Ironstone, we talked to Gail Kousenweber, that says this was actually the biggest concourse they've ever had. I mean, one of the nicest. They had to turn people. They had to turn entrants away. We've talked to numerous businesses, for example, in the Murphys area, that their business is up 15-20% this year.
See?
Murphy's Hotel, I think, is up almost 20%.
Wonderful.
And we were talking to Ron today, and he was interesting is, he's been buried in the financial stuff all day. And he says right now their bank can't find enough places to put loans. I mean, they didn't do any of the...
if they want.
Yes, well, I didn't bring that up. But, they didn't do any of the risky portfolio loans that are affecting the rest of the market.
Okay. But now it's just tough for anybody to get a loan.
Well, I think one of the things when we were talking,
guidelines now.
Yeah, when we were talking to him today, the thing that they were hoping on for getting the bailout done was that, and this is the Best of Show car,
beautiful,
from Los Altos Hills.
Yes.
This is the 1931 Pierce Arrow, and this is the Best of Show car for the 2008 Ironstone Concourse.
Okay,
I know we're kind of mixing stories
That's
here,
all right.
but one of the things he was saying is that. They needed the bailout not for that it would help their business model, but so that it kind of indexes the bottom of the real estate market. You kind of feel, okay, this is where the bottom is.
Yet, or are we going? Is it going
and I think
lower?
that's where people's kind of curiosity.
I feel like
concern.
we're at the bottom, don't you? Kind of.
I would think so.
Yeah, it seems like it. So.
And anyway, Ironstone Concourse. It was a great show. And one of the things is, and Kim was saying it's my favorite event, but one of the things
one of your favorites.
Yeah, it is. But one of the things that I like is
maybe what's
everybody's
favorite,
Angels Camp's been talking branding, right? Angels Camp's been talking branding, branding our area, and we think that, or not alone in thinking that Ironstone, the Concourse weekend, is kind of active branding, because if you drive through downtown Murphys, you see all of the antique cars parked alongside the road post-concourse, and it adds a level of elegance and stuff to it that's pretty amazing. And for example, we talked to Ron Klass, Murphy's businessman Ron Klass, this weekend, and he says it's interesting to where people that had came to town for the concourse said that what an awesome area it was, and they'll be back.
Yes.
So
Good.
it's active branding.
Active branding.
Yes,
Okay.
it's interesting to see. If you have the Murphy's Historic Hotel or other old picturesque building with an old car nestled in front of it, it's like, wow,
that's a cool town.
That's pretty cool.
And then this weekend we have the Grape Stomp already.
We do, and the Grape Stomp, and all that stuff is
Yes.
iconic. It's the Grape Stomp, but if you're looking at marketing brochures and stuff like that, like for example on Saturday, you're driving out to Ironstone. There's a wedding at Murphy's Park.
Yes.
So it's all decorated. There's a wedding at Murphy's Park, plus all of the cars, over 350 antique cars, and even boats. Like, for example, they had one boat.
Yeah, because they have a boat show also.
Yeah, anchored out in one of the lakes with one of the
wooden boats, right?
Yeah, with one of the 1920-some Model A's right nearby. And it was like, wow.
Pretty
And
cool.
these are shots, actually, of, for example, here's a Rolls-Royce.
Driving down.
Yeah, here's a Rolls-Royce coming down
River.
here. There's a Jaguar XK120 right there behind. And there's the XK120. Like, for example, here's, what was that? I think that was some type of an old Fiat with a fastback Mustang there in the back. It was the old antique Merced lumber trucks there. And there's another one in front of the Murphy's Hotel. That's
very cool.
That's branding. Right?
There's Volvo, I think. I don't know if that was Subaru.
Yeah, you have the moons mixed in, but they're, like, for example, the Angels Camp last week had another branding meeting, executive, committee on it. And if Angels Camp wants to build themselves as the launching pad for all these activities, then I think last weekend was a good branding point. Like, look, there's in front of
pretty.
Yeah, there's the Mustang in front of Firewood, and then you have Buggy Bill to top it off.
Yeah. He's been doing that for how many years?
There goes Buggy Bill.
Years.
That's just... See?
Okay. So this coming weekend we have the famous Grape Stomp and the Street Fair, which is going on in downtown Murphy's and Murphy's Park, basically all day Saturday. And are we live streaming again this year?
That's the plan. I talked to Scott Clan and about network issues and stuff, and he says we are going to go by there and stuff. So we should be live streaming the Grape Stomp again. In fact, we had some people watching it from Europe last year. So it is, it's the Grape Stomp.
So you can count on us.
And one thing I was really disappointed to hear is Mary Kelly, who's the clerk for the City of Angels Camp. Last year they fielded like 5 teams.
Okay.
And I've been joking with her is we have video of Mary towards one of the final rounds going absolutely, and we're holding it back as like blackmail video because we haven't.
Last year you put it out?
No, last year I almost did. I was like, oh, I can't. No, just because. But it was actually very, very cute. But anyway,
so they win every year. They come close to winning.
They had like 5 teams entered last year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're not going to do it this year. I guess they had a family thing or something. They had to be out of town.
Okay.
But
look at this. This is a wedding in the park. Murphy's Park is absolutely gorgeous.
That's
Kids
kind of that branding stuff we were talking about.
Yes.
Anyway, that was, I think...
we also had the Arnold Ski Swap up in Arnold.
We did.
In Meadowmont Shopping Center, which was a very well-attended event. They had lots of local, stores from the valley and around California that were there displaying their items. And they had some good bargains on skis, boots, poles, snowboards, apparel, all kinds of stuff. Actually, I got some really good deal on some goggles. They had some great things, and that was actually very, very well attended.
So, are you going fast enough now that you actually need?
I actually bought some
goggles.
That's like my first pair of goggles that I've ever had.
Really?
I've usually moved. Yes. I think they were $15. I got them for.
No way.
Yes. Very good deal. They were half off.
And what else did we do this weekend?
We went to the art show.
It was the
artist tour.
The artist tour.
Yes, which was going on. I don't know if you noticed all the pink arrows everywhere.
If you saw a pink arrow,
42
you
artists
were supposed to stop
art.
and admire art.
Yes. We didn't get to all of them. Got to a few of them, right? Yesterday we spent at, what's it called? Bryce Station Vineyards.
And one thing I think was kind of neat is that you see a lot of people dressed up to go out for the art. You know, they dress up nice and everything else.
I
What?
keep going back to the same pictures.
Well, it's going automatically, so that was why I was moving to my next thing here.
Okay.
You want to talk about
So that
this?
was kind of a neat thing. That was actually sponsored by the Calaveras Arts Council. And there was 42 artists scattered throughout Calaveras County, even some working out of their homes. We got to chat a little bit yesterday with Nancy Maycumber, who was the gal that actually
The
does
Gorgeous Bears.
Yes, the Gorgeous Bears for the Bear Valley Arts Festival every year. Their brochure,
Right.
their poster.
And another artist.
Yes, she sells jewelry.
Yes, great glass jewelry. I mean, some really just gorgeous stuff. And she also has a past.
Yes, she does. And
This
I have
is
the
an artist
story
with
up
a
here,
past.
but I have it hidden because you don't have your video added to
Oh.
it yet.
And you may have heard, this is where we have Olympic royalty living amongst us.
Yes, we do.
This is the 1960 Summer Olympics bronze medalist, Terry Strunk. And they
Now her name was, at the time, let me see, go ahead, keep talking.
lives in Murphy's. Now, we had a couple things. One is we wanted to catch up with her about her Olympic stuff, but also there was kind of a Measure K tie-in because she, above all else, would like to see a pool here locally
Yes,
for the
Measure
kids
K.
to do water polo.
She also something I thought was interesting is that she mentioned actually she was formerly known as Terry Stickles. She was an American Olympic swimmer. She won a bronze medal for the women's 400-meter freestyle in the 1964 Summer Olympics, which were held in Tokyo. She grew up in San Mateo and was a member of the Santa Clara Swim Club. She actually swam with Mark Spitz. I was very happy to win bronze. Just making it through the Olympics was a dream come true. She is notable for producing Olympic swimmers such as Donna De Verona and Mark Spitz. She trained with swimming coach George Haynes. Her brother, Edward Ted Stickles, was also a swimmer and an inductee in the International Swimming Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, he developed tendonitis in his elbow and missed making the 64 Olympic team. They would have been first brother sister to make an Olympic team. Wow. She was married. She was married to long distance runner Alvaro Mejia. Stickles brought Mejia to San Francisco Bay in 1969. They met in Cali, Colombia, where Terry was a Peace Corps volunteer. She's now retired, living in Calaveras County, California. She's very talented, fused glass artist. That's what
Very
it's called.
nice, yes.
Making jewelry and selling at arts and crafts fairs.
Can we play just a tiny bit of this?
Well, one of the things I thought was interesting about why she feels a pool is important, and this is very true, is that we are surrounded by water in Calaveras County.
Just as purely as a safety thing.
And just purely as a safety thing is we need that pool so kids learn how to swim at a young age just purely for safety with all the
I
lakes
was moving
and
the
rivers
mic,
and
so I guess we'll just put it
everything
up
in our area. So we had the great pleasure of interviewing her yesterday in regards to Measure K and also why it is so important that we have a pool here
Yeah,
in Angels Camp, right?
it is.
Thank you for
Here we
joining
go.
us. Now, we are at the artist tour, the studio tour. Now, we're at Qual County Arts Studio.
Oops.
How many other artists are set? And we're kind of going off topic here. We're kind of anyway, what's setting up here? What's going on? Well, there's 6 artists here, including Qual
She was
County,
very kind.
with the
Yeah.
Art Gallery, and then there's 5 of us other artists out here on the side yard, and we're part of the Calaveras County Arts Council studio tour there. Nice.
I bet that's one of her pieces she's wearing around her neck.
I
and her
think it
ears.
is.
Yes, earrings.
It almost makes me want to wear earrings.
Me too.
And then the added bonus is
I'll have to.
5 other artists.
What do you think?
I never wear
Now,
jewelry.
the big reason for our letter here is you're a former Olympian. Is that correct? Yes, that's right.
She's so sweet.
Now, you're a swimmer. I was a swimmer. I still know how to swim. Yeah, I was a competitive swimmer in the 1964 Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. Wow. Now, are
Very
those
impressive.
memories, I mean, you probably carry those memories with you. I think every 4 years when there's an Olympic year, the memories come to
I bet she was glued to the TV.
She was.
It's a big part of who
Yeah.
I am and who I was as I grew up.
Isn't that neat?
I think that, especially now as I get older, I appreciate what I did more and more as the years go by.
Right. You probably, when you're younger, you may tend to take the level that is almost for granted, so to speak. Is that,
Yes.
pretty
And I think
impressive.
now the media, of course, does, talk a lot more about the Olympics in the last 2 decades, and so it becomes a bigger event.
You actually do a search for it, she comes up in Wikipedia.
And having won a medal, I feel very honored to have done that. And I guess was some similarities at all with that the Tokyo Games? Or is this,
And anyway, she was very
Very
gracious. We'll have about a 17-minute interview.
Yes.
So there's a
well, of course,
She thinks it's important that we have Measure K passed due to the fact that we do need the pool, the
and
community pool.
for example, on this side of the county, Calaveras High has built a new aquatic center over there. But on the Bret Hart side of the county, there isn't much.
No, there isn't. We received a letter today from the Calaveras County Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, we did.
It's an open letter regarding the Ridge at Trinitas project. Would you like to read it?
Yeah, this one probably won't have any.
Or I can read it, or whatever. Would you like me to read it? Or do you want to read it? Or do you not want to read it at all?
No, I'll do it. Okay.
Okay.
Now, this one probably won't have any controversy at all, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Just kidding. All right.
Hey, we had controversy about a truck off the road, whether it was a big rig or whatever truck today. As somebody called you as you were in a hurry running to a meeting.
And I guess one
John
little
had a
thing is
typo.
we are, lots of times, if we see a traffic accident, for example, Highway 49 was closed or all the lanes were blocked for a few minutes, at that hairpin turn right around
just before
Tuttletown.
Tuttletown,
Now, it's probably better to say Tuttletown than that road that you take up to Mark Twain's
Yes,
cabin.
exactly. You don't want to say that name.
You don't want to say
Probably
that
get in trouble
road.
for cursing on the news. So,
The Donkey Road.
John received a call on his Golden State cell, pound tree,
Yeah.
letting him know that there was this semi-truck or whatever you want to call it, and he was
Right.
probably on his way out to another meeting. So types it in really fast to inform our viewers, and I guess you had a typo or something in your... Did you have a typo, or what was it?
I think I had a typo and also too many capitals.
Oh, too many capitals. So he was so nice to leave the anonymous comments enabled. So somebody went in and
So
chimed
we had
in.
some editing critiques,
Yes.
which
very
are
nice.
always
You know, if you'd
welcome.
like,
Thank
if
you.
you'd like,
Yes.
if you're watching, if you'd like a job, we could
But
always.
also-
we're actually hiring.
But we just
right?
wanted to say also that on those types of things is we try to do
We
as
do our
decent a
absolute
job
best.
as we can on spelling and everything else. But basically on incidents.
John is a horrible speller. He didn't have a spell checker here.
Oh yes, but also on incidences like if there's a highway block
We're in a
or
hurry.
something like
Usually
that,
in a hurry.
you want to get it up
Yes.
quickly because
So
if
people
somebody's
are
just
aware.
leaving their office and they check it, it's like, oh, I guess I'll
I
do
guess I don't want to
something
go
else.
that way. I want
Yeah.
to take an alternate. I
Because
actually
we don't
got
want
stuck in it.
people
Picking the kids
to
up
be
from school. Yes. Exactly.
sitting there.
No, we don't. We don't. So, anyway,
On with the chamber.
on with the chamber letter.
Okay. Now, this was from the Chamber Board of Directors. This is an open letter that's being submitted to the Calaveras County Board of Supervisors. This was released today, and I think we're the first ones to
Okay.
talk about it. Dear Supervisors, the Board of Directors of the Calaveras County Chamber of Commerce is issuing the following statement on the revised DEIR, the draft EIR for the Ridge at Trinitas project. We ask that it be included as part of the administrative record in this proceeding. The Chamber's mission includes encouraging and supporting local economic development. It is therefore concerned with the integrity and efficiency of the Calaveras County processes for approval of new developments and business. In this case, it is particularly concerned with the handling of the Trinitas project. After review of the project, including meetings and interviews with both the County Planning Department and with the Nimi family, the Chamber has chosen to throw its full support behind the project. There is more than anecdotal evidence that inconsistent policies and inconsistent application of those policies have been applied to the Ridge at Trinitas. Incredibly, the Trinitas Golf Course is nationally recognized as one of the best new courses to be built in the United States. Failing to approve it would allow to approve it and allow it to open for business with appropriate mitigations. You know, they were also saying that make sure that do the mitigations,
Exactly,
make them do what
exactly.
they need to do. And conditional use requirements would be a travesty to fair treatment and would permanently stain the county's reputation as one that chooses to run businesses off instead of welcoming them into the community. At a time when our national economy is in serious decline, we have an entrepreneur that is willing to take the risk of opening a business in our beautiful county. The Nemes have spent over $500,000 of their own money and offered the opportunity to create jobs, increase the tax base, and show that businesses are able to make a go of it in Calaveras County, even in down times. We should be seizing the moment and welcoming them into the community and not bickering over questionable diversions conjured up by a minuscule group of activists. They have the right to be heard, but they should not have the ability to trump property rights of others or the sound planning that goes along with it. We ask that the delays in review of the project come to an end and that the Nemes have their day in front of the Board of Supervisors as promised in November, when they have a hearing scheduled for an up and down vote on the EIR. Thank you for the opportunity to comment, and then it is signed by the Chamber Board.
Okay.
Okay,
that's probably all that we need to talk about for that.
We just wanted to...
There was a couple fires today. There was actually a structure fire in McCollum Hill, which had some interior damage, right?
Yeah, and luckily it was constrained to the building, yeah.
Yes, there was. Let's see. There was a vegetation fire reported near 155 Bullion Hill Drive in Valley Springs. Quickly contained. No spread. Thank goodness for that. No structures damaged. There was also a vegetation fire at Highway 108 and Lime Kiln Road in Tuolumne County. It was about 1/4 of an acre in size, and it was quickly contained. And there was the third one, which involved a structure in McCollum Hill. Let me see, 8237 Clark Street, McCollum Hill. Looks like it does have a little... There was interior damage, I believe.
And she also wanted to make sure that we put the McCollum Hill Fire logo up. Because they were the first.
Who was...
And there was a fire over in Amador County on the border of Sacramento County, a wildfire.
So if you saw some air traffic,
yes,
that's
earlier
where it was.
Before that, before the actual fire.
And we're about done.
Okay.
And we'll see you tomorrow night. We hope the stock goes up. Stock market goes up like crazy in the morning, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.